Hi everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm here at my farm in upstate New York called Sweet Pea Farm NY. This week is Ag Literacy Week, and so I wanted to do some videos to help educate you guys a little bit about agriculture. Now, agriculture is the art and science of cultivating plants and animals, or plants and livestock, I think is the technical word. On our farm we do both. For the most part we cultivate livestock. We raise sheep, goats, pigs, chickens, turkeys, and we also raise a big garden, mostly for ourselves. We raise chickens so that we can have eggs, and the goats are for not just meat but also goat's milk. So today I wanted to specifically talk to you guys about the sheep on our farm. We raise a breed of sheep called Southdowns, and then we also have a few Oxford sheep. Most of the sheep that we raise are meat breeds of sheep, but we also use them for their wool. They have short fiber, so it's not great for spinning into yarn, but I really like using their fiber for felting. This one is helping eat my hand. So these guys are all females out here in this field. Most of them have already had their babies, and their babies are weaned, which you'll see a clip of. And they are either, some of them are too young to have had babies yet, like this girl right here. These ones are all too young to have had babies, but several of them are mommy sheep. There's only 2 left in this pasture that are still going to have babies. The rest of them have already had babies and are their babies have been weaned. I have a few mommies with babies in the barn still. We keep the mommies and babies in the barn to be protected from predators like coyotes and eagles and things like that. For the most part, the sheep are outside grazing grass when they can be, but because, like I said, we live in upstate New York, we only have from about April to October of pasture time. Other than that, the sheep have to be eating hay. So if it's nice out, they're outside eating hay. If it's nasty out, like just a couple weeks ago, you can see in my blizzard video, we had like 4 feet of snowfall overnight. And if the sheep had been outside with their lambs, those lambs would have been buried in the snow. So for that reason, we have some pretty crazy weather here. We keep the sheep and the lambs in the barn when it's nasty out. The rest of the time they're outside to get fresh air. We move them through different pastures so that they can have new grass very often and not be stuck in the same spot all the time, because that's really rough on the land, and we want to make sure that our land is better when we leave it than it was when we got here, kind of thing. So we're big on trying to conserve the land and make things better and use natural resources and not just use up everything willy-nilly without regards to the environment. So let's meet some of the sheep. This ewe right here is Amber. She is an A name. We name our sheep by the alphabet. So she came to us in the first year of raising Southdown sheep. She had twins in January, 1 boy and 1 girl. We have very few girl lambs this year. I believe we have 8 now as of yesterday, versus the 13 boys that we have. 14 boys now, I think, actually. It changes every day. So Amber has been with us a long time. She's a good mommy. She weaned her lambs recently, and they're doing really well eating hay and grain. Right here is Bertha, and then Busy is back there. This is Anna. Bertha and Busy came the year after we had Anna and Amber. Obviously, they're B names. They both have had their lambs. Bertha had twin ram lambs, and Busy had a single ram lamb. And so after the mommies have weaned their babies, they have to get lots of good nutrition to get back into shape. And because the babies take a lot out of them nursing, especially when you have twins like Bertha. Let's see, right here is Delilah, and Delilah is the D year. Delilah and Dipper right there. Dipper had our first ewe lamb this year, and so they were born 4 years after we got into Southdowns. And right here, this Rastafarian looking sheep is named Darcy. She came the same year, and as you can see, she is much bigger. She's an Oxford, and she is yet to lamb. So she's one of the 2 in this field that is still pregnant. Our other Oxford just had twin ewe lambs yesterday, Juniper. So she is in the barn, and my daughter did not name her with the D ear. She's a rebel, so, you know, what can you do? So some of these girls are E names, and I'm trying to find them. Oh, they're in the kind of the muddy part, but this one is Estelle, and she is one of the girls' show lambs from last year. And this is another E year, and I'm looking for Etta Jane, Etta is standing right there, right, this one right here, that's kind of looking away from me, trying to ignore me. There she is. Etta and her little friend next to her both are lambs from last year. So this year the lambs' names have to start with F, and there is one. Well, I wonder if she hopped back out. I have one little renegade. If you guys saw my earlier videos, I had a lamb that broke her leg. Her name was Fern, and she kind of goes wherever she wants. So she must have gone back in the barn. But so this is our flock of mommies for the most part, other than the ones that still have their lambs. As you can see, this is Ellie right here that Chloe showed last year. She was born. Oh, and she's standing next to Eloise. So both of these girls were born last year and taken to county and state fairs. Our kids show sheep and 4-H, and the girls work with them on a daily basis, walking them and getting them in shape, and they have a really good time with that. You can see our chickens free range during the day so they can eat lots of bugs and stuff. It helps keep the flies and ticks down. So they're out there doing their thing, having a good time. So every year we shear our sheep when the weather starts to get warmer, usually sometime in May. We do the shearing ourselves. So all the ewes that are a year old will get shorn. The lambs do not get shorn unless they're going to shows, and then they get shorn right before the show every time. That's just the standard for the breed of sheep that we show. So some of them look pretty woolly right now, and that's because they're getting close to shearing time. My oldest daughter and myself do the shearing ourselves, and we just kind of go through a few every day and do our best. And so then we take that wool, and I use it to make wool dryer balls or needle felted critters, and we sell those at farmers markets and on our Etsy store too. So in addition to the lamb sales that we either send to market or we send to have made into meat cuts to sell at the farmers market, then we also make our income from their wool. So the boy lambs do go to the market. We keep all of our female lambs right now, ewe lambs. Female sheep are called ewes and males are called rams. And we keep all of our ewe lambs right now so that we can grow our flock to be bigger, because we're trying to have more, because we need more wool and more lambs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video about the sheep on our farm. If you liked this video, make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell so that you can be notified when we have more videos coming out. We plan to do some videos about the goats and the chickens and the pigs so that you guys can learn a little bit more about our farm and a little bit more about agriculture, as it is Ag Literacy Week. And I know most of the kids in the country are stuck at home right now. So I hope this was fun. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and thanks so much for watching. There's Fern.